day, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Pawa Radio.
I don't know where to start. Sinafahamu wapi mimi nianzie. Then I'm thinking to myself, ni nani atakaye nituliza? Wewe ni mwanzo, tena we mwisho. Wewe ndiye ngao yangu ya maisha. I live for you, Lord. I live for you, Lord.
The guilt deep inside
inanifanya mimi nianguke. Then I look into your world. Vile ulivyonipenda mimi.
Wewe ni gai, wewe monene.
Nishikilie leo na milele. I live for you, Lord. I live for you, Lord. So I can make a show, bro. Everywhere he goes, what to wanna grow. So. Yeah. God created you to his specification. Yeah, his grace is sufficient for this generation. Ombi langu baba ni kuwa katika kila ibada. Yeah. Nikuabudu, nikushukuru baba, nikupe sifa, nikuombe wadhifa, nikupe sifa, nikuombe maarifa. Yeah, I live for I live for I live for you, Lord. I live for I live for you, Lord. I live for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
GL.
Ninajijua inside out, inside out, inside and out. 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 Napenda kupiga sherehe, sipendi kupoteza chance. Muziki ya kuwangi kelele, kama unajua kudance. Well, you got my attention, kama wewe ni fun. I don't know when I will fall in love. Usiulize kwa nini siwasiki mama. Usiulize kwa nini siwasiki Usiulize kwa nini siwasiki Usiulize kwa nini siwasiki out, inside and out. Ninajijua inside out, inside out, inside and out. Ooh, neighbors, I don't do well with neighbors. Ewe nikaya kwa makuti, I don't depend on favors. Nishasema, utawaipata hii flavor. Macheda, minapendanga macheda. Siulize kwa nini siwasiki, siwasiki we. Usiulize kwa nini siwasiki, siwasiki mama. Sijificha ni kwa kona, sisimami kwa boda. Ndiyo maana nasema siwasiki, siwasiki we. Ninajijua inside out, inside out, inside and out. 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 Inside out, inside out, inside and out.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wagwan Nairobi. Y'all know what it is. We've got 5 mics on the track. We're about to tell you who's taking over.
Yeah, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. MDQ, baby girl, one time.
Hivi si ufanyaga, si ndio show si upataga, si kwenye flow uko ndo uwaga, champemo mpaka tunamwaga. Remember kuni matanga, boss lady mimi ndo semanga, na wapanga muda na wachanga, mko nje mkisota mkimangamanga. Me J's on my feet, inyaga, ride on the beat. Tazama, I'm a hot tip, black bottle on the right.
I see everyone's one on my mind, yeah, my yeah. Afuzwa ena ulimwengu, wacha tupatane pataye, mbeleni mtatufahamu. Hatutakoma hatuchoki, kuwapikia tu matamu. Mazuri twakupa kama kawaida, twazidi kutisha hiskwani ya bala. Yeah, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Cabra, let me hear you say.
Bana, niko gauge sana, safi sana. Ati leo hakuna kulala, Fena Mayonde, Modoni drama queen, Blinky Gago, get physical. You know kama kawaida it's typical. Confidential, bad man jump again, do again. Happy mention, squad up, congregate. Confidential, bad man jump again, do again. Happy mention, squad up, congregate.
Yeah, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Squad, sexy people around me, Party Nation. Squad, all of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Blicky bill, on the beat one time.
Stack it some billy. I'm really tryna make a milli. Any track I kill it. And the girls they feel it. I really wanna get down low. Weak bit tough, gonna get down low. Squad is back with the heat for sure. Dance floor lit with the beat I know. See the people out here side by side. Vibe is right because we do it right. Getting there, so I will take my time. This is Kenyan time. Yeah. Okay. Now who taking over?
Now who's taking over? The East taking over. The East taking over. Nairobi taking over. Nairobi taking over. Squad taking over. Squad taking over.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Alexis on the beat.
Weka mziki, leo nataka kucheza. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa party, tunataka kucheza. Shida ni mingi, leo nataka kucheza. You know, we just wanna party and enjoy. Leo lazima nyama kwa wingi, ugali kidogo, pombe kwa wingi, chesa kidogo, mapenzi kwa wingi, chuki kidogo, situzitoke mdogo. Before the sun fits on us, tujibambe pamoja. Before the sun fits on us, tulewe pombe pamoja. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Holla the man, them, holla the girl, them. What I want every day we do it for the fun, them. Sexy ladies in the party, man, about money and you know it's an anthem. Give thanks to the Most High. Every day a blessing you see and we multiply. Bigger picture now your good side. A bigger picture now your good side. Jaba kwa wingi ngoi kidogo, usiogope choma photo. Pigia Cindy, pigia Jojo, na tunarudi soko. Cause I know you sacrifice, tujibambe pamoja. I know you sacrifice, situchome kimoja.
It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare.
Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hello, party people. Happy Friday. I hope your Friday is coming along just great as mine is. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike and I'm your host for today and pretty much every other day. Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation, if I do say so myself. So on the show today, we have, obviously, I'll start off by giving you the social media handles that you can get in touch with us on. We are at Power Radio across all our social media handles, and also you can catch this live broadcast on our YouTube channel. We are at Power Radio. If you've not yet subscribed, kindly go on our YouTube channel and do the deed as well. We are also on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. But kama ilivyo ada yetu, We start off with the day's traffic updates because we need to get you to work, and I can see that the roads are looking crazy today. Actually, start right off with Thika Road. Thika Road is looking absolutely crazy today. Very busy on from the area of Survey as you go down into town. Absolutely crazy, busy on your end today. Muranga Road is also not quite shabby, but there's a little bit of a snarl up, especially as you go into Pangani off to that area on Globe Cinema, and then it goes on and extends into that. And then we have Lower Kabete Road. Lower Kabete Road hakupitiki leo jamani, from Zen Garden all the way to, where is this? Around the area of as you go into Peponi Road, it's looking crazy, busy. So if you can avoid that route, kindly do so. Limuru Road is moving today. We only have a little bit of a snarl up as you go from Village Market into the United Nations Avenue area, and then it clears out only to get there. Actually, kuko tu na kamsongamano kidogo tu hapo hivyo DCI, but it clears out as you go into town as well. We have Wanyoike Way. Wanyoike Way is looking crazy, especially from that area of ABC Place as you go into the mall, Westlands, as you also go towards University Way, bumper to bumper. Things are not moving, so poleni sana, but with time you guys will get you'll get out of it soon and very soon. Mombasa Road actually looking clear today. I would only say that kuko na kamsongamano hapo hivyo Bellevue. Leo sio kama Capital Center venye kuna kuanga kumeshikana, but after that things clear out. Lusaka Road is also looking too clear for you guys. Bunyala Road kuna kamsongamano kidogo as you head into town, but it clears out immediately when you go into Haile Selassie Avenue as well. Ngong Road is also looking not too shabby. We do have a little bit of a snarl up at around the Prestige Plaza areas, and then it clears out later there. Valley Road is not looking too shabby today. You guys are in the clear, so that's a good sign. Langata Road is also looking good. Kuna tuka msongamano pale hivyo Wilson around the area as you go into Weston Hotel. Things are not moving, but then it clears out after that. Raila Odinga Road, Kamakawa, you guys are looking green. It's all green today. It's all go, and not staying. All right, so that's what is happening on the major roads of your traffic updates today. So kindly let us know in case you see any accidents or incidents that you would love us to know. Please do so, and the hashtag to use is Power Morning Drive Show. Let me take a quick breather. When I come back, we get into our local news and international news roundup. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset.
Na na na. Freshie. Na na na. We all need somebody that call me, I will come running. Vako zako za samabane dada, zimeni bamba zaidi ya wale. Baby, I love the way you're going down. Ukicheza katitu twistiki lunda, utapenda nikikuchezea kinanda. Mama, nitakulinda kama Wakanda forever. Marcelina, sweet Marcelina, isio nimina na inachizisha. Tunabaki shingo kupinda, kwanza hiyo rinda rinda. Freshie, na ukicheza nitacheza. Freshie, na ukisonga nitasonga. Freshie, karibia tusakate densi, wacha ikuwe kesi. Na 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 na. Niko na wewe, sitowaishu kwa moyo wangu na wewe. Umenipa pendo tangu jadi hadi leo. Tumevuka tabo nyingi tukiwa mavileo. Sasa wamefuata penzi letu kwa mitandao. Tumekuwa mfano wanatangaza kwa redio. Penzi letu limepita yote majaribio. Mambo yetu hayahusu ndewe wala sikio yo. Hata tukikula chapo mdondo, bado love iko moto.
maneno tam na matendo bondo freshi na ukicheza nitacheza freshi na ukisonga nitasonga freshi karibia tusakate densi wacha ikuwe kesi na 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 a superwoman and a wonder woman naspia ulipeleka wapi ma woman nataka to hunt to hamerunta nataka wewe uko kambasam bia mbili troublesome toto painting kusota haramu anafanya Alejandro anataka bambam lakini uko na tabia weird mfano Selena na Maria uongo mkwaju plus bajia ni Sunday service Lejo Maria freshi na ukicheza nitacheza freshi na ukisonga nitasonga freshi karibia tusakate densi wacha ikuwe kesi na 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 na
See this one coming. Alejandro had the band. Unajua ni moto, ni freshi. Karibia tusakate densi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back to the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and on this very chilly, very chilly and cold Friday morning, I want to start off our local news roundup with some rather sad story here on the page 2 of the Standard newspaper. A couple of days ago, we all had we heard about the story of the athlete Rebecca Cheptegei, who was burnt by the ex-boyfriend, and she has succumbed after 80% of burns. It's quite the shocking story here. So let me just read a couple of things that you need to know and understand about this whole story. So yeah, she is Kenyan, obviously, but she plays for Uganda, or rather, she represents Uganda. So Ugandan athlete Rebecca Cheptegei yesterday succumbed to severe burns she suffered in an attack 6 days ago. Even as it emerged, she had feared for her life in recent months. Doctors at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret pronounced Cheptegei, who is 33 years, dead at 5:30 a.m. For a mother who had suffered 80% burns when she was allegedly set ablaze by a male ex-boyfriend at 2 p.m. on Sundays. So the doctor said that the chances of survival were slim. And police reports indicated on Monday that the suspect doused the athlete in petrol before setting her ablaze at her home in Kinyoro, Trans Nzoia West, as her daughters, who had just returned from a church service, watched helplessly as fire fueled by the highly inflammable oil consumed their mother as long-distance running star. And this is just another story of growing concerns about how, first of all, this story is very multi-layered. So there's one, lovers coming for their ex-lovers because of whatever transpired between them, and you could tell that this report shows that she had been fearing for her life. So we do not know for sure what had transpired between this alleged ex-boyfriend, but could be a revenge or a vengeance attack on Rebecca Cheptegei as well. So there's that layer of lovers, doing harm and just abuse in the realm of romantic relationships. We also have violence against women in sport. That is also something that we need to talk about, because she's not the first person for her to to undergo such a very heinous and violent killing. We know of people that have been killed before in this way, but I am sure that burning somebody. I don't even understand the pathology of somebody who sits down and plots to actually go and set ablaze somebody. Like in all craziness and in all madness, you must be not okay somehow in your mind for you to actually execute such a daunting and hyenas attack. So there's also that layer. And just gender-based violence is something that we can not even have enough conversations about, because it is so entrenched and deep rooted in our society. And the fact remains that it has to be talked about. I want us to be able to hold accountable each and every perpetrator of violence against women in any shape, way, form, whether it's sexual, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental. Abuse is abuse, and we need to start having conversations, serious conversations, not these ones for, oh yeah, a story has come out and then, oh, see, that's how it goes, and then we go on and forget that this is something that society, because the only thing that is happening right here is because we know her. She's a public figure and that her case is reported. But I'm imagining the many, many, many other stories, the many women, the many men that have succumbed to, violence and violence in most heinous and cruel acts. What happens to such people? Because we are tired of hearing this phrase from the police force that we are carrying out investigations, and I cannot tell you the last time I heard that statement and actually get a follow through of this is what the investigations have come out to say, this is the report, this is how we are holding this person accountable, and such and such and such. So violence against women, violence against sporting women as well, and just generally violence against any human is a thing that we need to start having plausible conversations and serious conversations about it. I mean, just the other day, I think like 5 years ago, Nigeria passed a bill that they will be hanging publicly, making a public spectacle of people who are found to have sexually molested anybody. And so that's something that, and I'm not saying that, such very harsh punitive measures do promise to put an end to things like sexual violence, but I do want to say that it kind of creates a statement and a boundary to show the people and to show the perpetrators that might want to indulge in such shameful acts that we are not the country for you to do that. We do not negotiate with violence. We do not negotiate with people who want to take away the dignity of other people. So this is a conversation that I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about, but our sincere condolences to the family of Rebecca Cheptegei. Also sincere condolences to the whole sporting fraternity as well. It's quite disgusting, to be honest. It's quite sad. It's very unethical. It's unjust. It's injustice. It's unlawful, and we hope that the person that is involved gets, I hope they get down to him, and I hope that they get to, like, wacha mkono wa sheria uchukue nini, wachukulie mkono wa sheria hata kama ni to take it on their own hand. So yeah, apologies. I mean, sincere condolences to the family of Cheptegei. But moving on to another story here, we have many security lapses expose the government's soft underbelly. President William Ruto, as administration, has recently been caught off guard by several incidents that have exposed its vulnerabilities. 3 months ago, the Gen Z protests shook the nation to its core and forced the president to stay confined at State House, Nairobi, for weeks. So this is just a story that combines major crises that have been happening within the tenure, the first 2 years of the Ruto presidency. So among them is the exhumed bodies of the Shakahola. We also had the Gen Z led revolution as well. We have the Mount Kenya Gashagwa and Mount Kenya relations and whatever is happening on that political front. So so you can grab your copy of the Standard newspaper on page 4 to get that whole story as well. On page 5 of the Standard, pipeline boss squeezed over stillborn project. Now, our parliamentary committee has ordered an inquiry into how over 426 million Kenya shillings of taxpayers' money was lost in the Kenya Pipeline Company. Company's failed project to convert a 40-year-old pipeline from transporting petroleum products to carrying water for human consumption in the coast region. Despite the project not materializing, public funds had been spent. In a heated session, the committee learned that the project was initiated without a proper feasibility study or approvals by the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA. Kenya Pipeline cited a presidential directive as the reason for proceedings with the project. It was revealed that out of the allocated 745 million shillings for the project, 426 million had already been spent, with Kenya Pipeline hard-pressed to justify how this money was used, notably on an unexplained per DMs. During the meeting, Kenya Pipeline Managing Director Joe Sang faced intense questioning from the National Assembly Energy Committee. And I think this is just, one of the things that we have to continuously be. We have to confront issues of public embezzlement of funds. We have to constantly confront issues around integrity. We have to constantly confront issues around accountability as well. We also constantly, it's a discussion that we cannot get to see the end of if we continue to do the same things over and over again, because they say that madness is doing the same things over and over and expecting a different outcome. And I think for this country, Kenya's biggest problem is that we do like to reinvent the wheel. Even if we keep reinventing the wheel and giving it a new face, the system is still the same thing. The people might change, but they are coming to continue the system as it is, because there are people that are benefiting from these things. Because it does not even make sense. Like, out of 745 million shillings, how can you not account for 426 million shillings? And you're saying that the money, most of it is, per diems. You're giving people per diems. My understanding of per diems is that you're only given per diems if you're working. You're only given per diems if there's actually something that you are doing. So these people that are getting per diems, what are they being given per diems to go and do? Are they actually, state cooperative to be able to go out in the forums that they need to go out to and get back to work? Or we are just finding ways of giving people money, or rather people are finding ways of using public finances. And instead of, because this project has been 40-year-old. It's been there for a while, and so we need to start thinking about how to do things seamlessly in this country. If some countries like Singapore, they have really figured out a way of kind of streamlining integrity. Corruption is very unheard of in that. Well, it's not unheard of, but they have very good systems of ensuring that people who are duty bearers and public officers, and especially those that are involved in public monies and the transfer of public monies, they have a very streamlined system of getting and ensuring that people are in check and doing their job that in the way that it needs to be done. So integrity issues, we want a better governance, but now we want better governance, but there's nothing to. We can't want better governance for ourselves if we are not even holding accountable those that are already in those positions as well. So let me get a quick break, and then we come back and we continue with our local news and international news headlines, including what Raila's powerful AU role could entail, and Ruto to return from China with billions in mega project pledges. We all know that the African presidents were in Beijing, China. We were meeting President Xi Jinping for the China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. And actually 53 out of 54 countries of African state heads, as presidents, were in attendance to kind of negotiate better deals for Africa's developmental, agenda, and what Sino-African, by Sino-African, for those who do not know, it means China-Africa relations, and what that could portend. And it also forms our discussion for today. We shall be looking in depth at what public borrowing, public lending, international borrowing, international lending, international relationships and partnerships, trade negotiations as well. What is the implication of this for African nations? Are we yet again we are looking at a potential scramble for Africa? Only this time we are co-signing. This time we are collaborating. This time it's our people that are going to these negotiating rooms. So we will be looking and assessing at what does that look like for Africa and for Africa's future in terms of international diplomacy. Where do we stand? And intra-Africa and extra-African trade, trade relations, and specifically also with this new trend of looking east instead of now the west. We are over that. So we will talk about that on our conversation, on our morning conversation. So do keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Me, I keep it fresh.
I come correct, and you're my swag so official like I'm the ref. See, I be rocking Louis, so shorties wanna do me. Have all these haters feeling so underdressed. I see you mugging me, but I ain't mugging back. Cause I ain't got time for your chitty chat. Why you tryna copy and paste me? I'll be with your broad like butter on pastry. She's on my arm like my Virgin Mary. And we be on that weed from early. OG, smoking by the OZ. And all she wanna see is a couple emojis. Well, I got money to blow. And shorty, I ain't tripping, so you already know. Can't moolah all day. If you want it, gon' pay. Hater, I'm just letting you know that
All I know is swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
okay, my life is not the same, and I know who to blame. If I remember the name, it sounded something like fame. For the money, for the game, I would kill it. No shame. Rep a crew that's untamed, and I'm a dude that's maintained. Swagger so right as Frank. 20 big Benjamin sitting in the bank. What you think? I've been working hard, numbers agree. So please believe me, this is easy, born to be an MC. So I took one Nairobi, the swagger strong only. 24 hours round the clock, Wani. The Levi store know me. Big up Ryo and Fuzzy. Now I'm fresh all day, Nikki Chapakazi. Boys be looking at P, this ever slappy. Lucy, Kibaki, LOL. Yeah, I'm only messing, I'm just digging the jam. Bumping it with my fam. Chuck Taylor's helping me stand. Let go.
All I know is swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Moolah team pacing, further than the basement, higher than the spaceships. NASA couldn't race this, rockets couldn't chase this. Swagger on vintage, African Fresh Prince, flying like the Jetsons, higher than the Jeffersons. Moving on up till they can't get enough of us. Now we at the top, better use your binoculars. Swagger non-stop is what you do if you have some. And I'm just getting started. Ever seen a Kenyan boy trying to go harder? You gotta work for your profit, cause everybody's trying to get paid in Nairobi. I think your swagger need coaching. Fresh all day, it's all cool by the ocean. Swagging down the South Coast, you could say we coasting. High grade glowing, super flowing. Damn.
All I know is swagger, swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Fresh all day, 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 it's all cool. Fresh all day, fresh all day, it's all cool.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Cool boy.
Now call me Flip Boss. I know you like me, I know you feel me. I know you want a life around me. I know you love me, and I love you too, baby. I know you like me, I know you feel me. So let me put a ring on your finger. I know you love me, and I love you too, baby. Mr. Prevent, bang, I'm loving your outing. Janjana kita, kigingi simga. God just know that it's nothing. That I am a pains in the trusting woman, woman, woman. She be my woman, woman, woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman, woman, woman. Ring, ring, ding, ding, ring the alarm. I know I'm late, but I'm still coming. Sing, sing along my name, baby. Yeah. True love do exist. And that's what I'm getting from my queen. And I know they gonna say it's not real. This time we're gonna make them free. I say bang, bang, I'm loving your outing. Janjana kita, kigingi simga. God just know that it's nothing. That I am a pains in the trusting woman, woman, woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman. Oh, no, no. She be. Oh, 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 oh. I know you love me, I know you like me. Baby, I know you want me, so let me put a ring on your finger. I say woman, woman.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All them girls, wanna big up yourself in a dancing party. This one is original MC Mighty King Kong. Wanna big up. Them love him, them love him, them love him. For real. Them call him, let his choice, them love him. And them sugar. Them love him, them love him, them love him. She's on the regal, I'm saying. Them call him, let his choice, them love him. Lord of mercy. They look so nice, they look nice on a When they walk, it feels so good.
And we love all them girls in the world.
And when they smile, he's in the mood.
She's only with purity.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
One more time.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
She's a little girl when a baby jump around town. Cause I really tell them my baby give a love. And a baby come around town and give me little love. Regional King Kong gonna run things. All of them are pretty girls, give me some love. Cause I really tell them baby jump around town. And this a reggae time and a baby come again. Give me little love and baby jump around. Cause I really tell them my baby come around town. Original King Kong give me some love. What them call me, what's my name? K-I-N-G original king. When I K-O-N-G original Kong. All of them are girls when I'm making the feel. And at this a reggae time when I baby shake your bums. Cause I really tell them baby come again.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Selassie.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
And them girls.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Them cool.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
Them a booty in the one.
They look so nice, they look nice all along.
A little bit dance.
When they walk, it feels so good.
Reggae time.
And when they smile, he's in the mood.
I am always in the mood.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
The ladies' choice.
Oh yes, cause they are the ladies who really want.
Them a booty on the one. Chana girls come around, Chana give me some love. Regional King Kong gonna run things. Cause I really tell them my baby give me love. And a one time, when a two time, when a three time. No more, no two, no three, no one, no biggie, let me say. When a girl come around, when I give me some love. Cause I really don't tryna baby give me love. Cause I really tell them mama come again. It's a dancing time, not dancing party. Cause I really show them my baby give me party. This a reggae time, man, a baby shake your pants. Cause I really tell them original king gonna run to the one. Cause I really tell them baby give me love. This original gonna make them feel. Reggae time coming, making the fire. Girl, sing along.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Kenyan girls.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
Ugandan girls.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Tanzanian girls.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
Surrey Georgie.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Papa Benton.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
Mighty King Kong.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
And them girl Sugar.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
She's on the real wine.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
I'm gonna give them love.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
Woman.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
For real.
Them call him ladies' choice, them love him.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Ladies' Choice, Mr. Mighty King Kong himself. It's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show, and we now come almost to the end of our local and international news roundup. So on page 6 of the Standard newspaper, Ruto to return from China with billions in mega project pledges. A week ago, African heads of states were all converged in Beijing, China, to discuss, possible partnerships, especially developmental partnerships with Kenya and China. And, I say loosely that China is one of biggest partners of development within African states. So let's just see what some of the deliberations went down at the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. So one of the things that came out of that when President Xi Jinping was addressing, he announced a 10-point partnership action plan for Africa for the next 3 years, which will provide Africa with 50 billion US dollars, which translates to 6.5 trillion Kenya shillings for financial support. And some of the action plan will cover modernization of industrialization. We also have that's the global south, as they are calling it, modernization of the global south, agriculture, trade, investment, training, and infrastructure, access for Africa's goods to the Chinese market, that infrastructure, connectivity projects, and development cooperation comprising 1,000 livelihood projects. He stated, in the next 3 years, China will work with Africa to take 10 partnership actions for modernization to deepen China-Africa cooperation and spearhead Global South modernization. The president, who made the remarks during the FOCAC, that is the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing, said that it will include $29.4 billion US dollars credit line, 11.2 billion US dollars in various forms of assistance, and at least 9.8 billion USD of investment in Africa by Chinese companies. China will also support Africa in issuing panda bonds in China to enhance results in oriented cooperation. And for those that do not know, a panda bond is a Chinese renminbi denominated bond from a non-Chinese issuer sold in China. So it has its own specifications, not like any other bond as well. So President Ruto, of course, he was among the 53 heads of states that were at that summit. Ruto said that over the years, China has proven to be a true development partner, significantly revamping, Kenya's infrastructure. And he said that we look forward to leverage these ties to accelerate the transformation. Ruto also said that with his talks with President Xi Jinping at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, China, said that President Xi agreed to give Kenya's agricultural produce access to the Chinese market. He also said that they agreed upon regional infrastructure projects such as the expansion of the SGR and the Rironi Mao Summit Malaba Dual Carriage Wheel, among others. He continued to say that, they announced a key venture saying that Kenya had formerly joined the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, that is the AIIB, is a fully paid member. He explained that the membership will enable Kenya access concessional funding for infrastructure. And concessional funding or financing is a model of funding where it provides companies or states, in this case, with access to capital at favorable terms. So some of these favorable terms may include lower interest rates, longer repayment periods, and more flexible terms, making it easier for large businesses, and in this case, states, to get into that as well. Yes, so President Ruto also said that we are engaging China on extending the SGR from Kenya through Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo into Congo-Brazzaville, thereby linking the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, said President Ruto. But we will come back to this because this forms the basis of our discussion for today. And as we wrap up our news roundup, Raila's powerful AU role, it could entail some things, and we're just going to read some of those that it would look like for him on the page 7 of the Standard newspaper. Now, as we all know, or rather it's important to note that Raila Odinga is on the bid to becoming the next Africa Union chairperson, and it's a very tight race. And so just a look into what that might look like for him. So Raila also, he said that so part of his work might look like enhancing infrastructural development and improvement of intra-African trade as well. He said that in his speech, he pledged that he will point to the magnitude of the continental assignment that he now seeks would see him in charge of AU's day-to-day running. And so if elected, he will be the AU's chief executive officer, its legal representative and the commission's chief accounting officer. He's also said that because it is at the heart of decision making and the interface of African affairs with the international system, the the AU chairmanship is it's a very powerful position, and he will be making a lot of decisions that that will translate into how African governments also the trends within African governments, as well as where do we go, what kind of wave will be duplicated in African governments and African states as well. So yes, he chairs the Africa Union Assembly as well. So that's part of the things. So if elected, Raila will be directly responsible to the Executive Council, which comprises foreign ministers of the AU member states, a body that elects the other AUC commissioners. He also, again, as we've heard, he will be in charge of, the monies of the AU, and what determines which country gets what amount, which is why Kenya, it's at the end of this all, yes, we talk about Pan-Africanism, but it's really not Pan-Africanism in that way. Geopolitics play a very key important role in entrenching how governance systems work in Africa. And so when a country like Kenya manages to send a candidate of their country, then I think this would be the first time that a Kenyan might scoop the AUC chairmanship. Then it means that he will be negotiating better deals for Kenya. So yes, he is the AUC chairperson, but if he manages to be elected, that means Kenya geopolitically, in terms of better trade negotiations, in terms of its diplomacy as well, and ties, would be kickstarted and springboarded if at all he ended up scooping the 5th chairmanship of the Africa Union Commission as well. So that leads us to the end of our local and international news roundup. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Pawa Radio across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. Engage us. And now we will get into our conversation of the day after the break. Today we are looking at public debt. We are looking at this growing Sino-African relations. What does that mean? What's in the books? What is on the table for African nations? What are we gaining at the other side of the bargain? Are we in a consensual, are we in a equitable rather partnership as well when it comes to public funding, public loans, concessional financing for developmental projects and infrastructural growth of the global south, as they call it. So what's in it for us? So that's what we'll be looking at. We'll look at debt, the dynamics around public debt and international borrowing, and the implications on domestic debt, and also on our stance in terms of diplomacy and where that leads us. So do want to stick around as we talk about this and so much more on the Power Morning Drive Show. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Another day, another crisis. Keyboard warrior still typing. Mini lava siku hizi spendi fighting. Na maheta hawawezi ntoa timing. Na hata wakinita guide, I know my baby will be by me. Na wakiniseti kwa IG, dawa ya watiaji huwanga silence. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zimenai. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sina number my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sina number my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero gasianda. Sina number my guy. Leo ni party hadi mchana. Mama my God, sherehe na piganga na kikosi, kwa mfuko pesa haikosi, mademu wananitanga kiongozi, vile mimi hutesanga Nairobi. Sele zimeripoti, chini tuko kwa magoti, akiwewe wewe usinirekodi, kesho nipate mmesha niposti. Niko sherehe mina vibe, nanyi munani analyze, I wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine, we shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, nanyi munani analyze, I wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine, we shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice, don't you disrespect my lover. Mama my guy, tonight I don't want no drama. Mama my guy, Chaber dongingeo anahero gasianda. Leo ni party hadi mchana. Mama my guy, sina noma. My guy, sina noma. My guy, sina noma. My guy, Chaber dongingeo anahero gasianda. My guy, nekakana weri, oh weri, nekakana weri.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Producer Chrome. When niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. When niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. Unadhani bila wea tuwezi ishi, news flash, tutaishi fiti. Tutakusahau kama kamisi, na memory tutoe kwa akili. Una behave ni kawe tuko na option, pia sisi, iyo ni caution. Kasi uruma singekuwa na wewe, usipo change itabidi nitembeze. Last chance tuliacha last year. Iyo ndio ufalamista kikusikia, usipo change, kanyanga. When niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. When niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. We decide, kauta change, sna your time, iyo with us. When niambie, ebu decide, sna your time. Unani threat, utaniacha, si uniache. Unatu threat, utaacha kazi, si uache. Unadhani tunajali, ujinga ni kudhani bila wewe hatutasonga, tunasonga. Ujinga ni kudhani bila wewe hatutaomoka, tunaomoka. We ni dam, dididididam, you're so damn. Hii dunia si yako pekee, you're so damn. Utashtuka kauna ngoja ni kufuate, usipo change kila mtu njia yake. We niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. We niambie, ebu decide, sna your time, iyo with us. We decide, kauta change, sna your time, iyo with us. We niambie, ebu decide, sna your time.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
This is epic sound.
Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. I had to put my life And if I make you my business, I suffer no loss. Cause I'm in love and it's showing. No force, can't separate. Baby, no law, keep me away. I take you on tour. Pretty baby, I give you something to live for. My girl, extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy.
Bread and butter, rules when you wine every man them scatter. And as we wine on the moves like chatter, reggae and ragga.
Slow down, baby, before you get my babies. You gon' make the man them go crazy. I catch a kucheka na mimi. Neza bako kose kuwa mimi. You say you wanna bam bam with me. You say you wanna chop my money. You say you wanna call me daddy. Oh, I can be a sugar daddy, mama. I can put you on top. Put you in a song. Yeah, baby, chop and chop, don't stop. Cause you're the sauce on top, baby.
Extra pressure, baby, when you wine and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wine and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy.
Bread and butter, smooth when you wine, everyone them scatter. And then we wine, body moves like chatter. Reggae and ragga, the moves when they stutter. The girl them fine, and the man them dapper. Living on my mind, you're the one that matters. Party butter, butter, when you dagga ring dagga. With the booty flop, with the valley water, water.
Extra pressure, yo. Extra pressure, yeah.
Masauti, Kenyan boy.
Nadia, Queen of the East. Ninachojua uzee upo, usichana unakwenda, ule urembo haupo, miaka zikienda. Je, utanipenda nikipata michirizi? Utanipenda kikija nacho kitambi? Nauliza utanipenda yangu maziwa yakilala? Uzani utanipenda ama utaoa tena?
Oh my baby, usiwe na shaka, mimi mwenzako nakupenda. Ule urembo upo, hata miaka ikienda. Kwanza ndo utanoga, ukipata michirizi. So lazima flati tami, nitacheza na kitami. Hivyo hivyo nitakupenda, hata kifuani pakilala. Nami useni utanipenda, nikipata kiara.
I hope utanipenda my baby mpaka kufa kuzikana mimi nawe baby
Mpaka kesho niamini nitakupenda baby. Mpaka kesho tuzeke na wewe my baby. Mpaka kesho 001 Shahidi yetu Mola, ile siku mioyo iliposhikana, ukanipenda na nikakupenda, ndo nilijua milele tutachana mimi nawe.
Ujana ni moshi, ukoshua na mimi, tukose udosi, je utakuwa na mimi? For better for us, iwe better for us.
Hata tukiyumba mama, tuwe pamoja.
Mi bado nitakupenda, kama kipato umekosa, kesho nitakupenda, hata mgongo ukikunja.
Hivi utanipenda, kama mziki ukiguma. Kweli uzeni utanipenda, nikipata kiara.
I hope utanipenda my baby mpaka kufa kuzikana mimi nawe baby.
Mpaka kesho niamini nitakupenda baby. Mpaka kesho tuzeke na wewe my baby. Mpaka
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mabel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam. I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Erobog na matin. Eyo naka. Erobog na matin. Abiro kikomando, kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama boso chopo, chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Wamoke girumba kokwarawe blues, kinena kalinki kipani ya sim. Meditation yaka bed ni soya design bololo, anebo che bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo bololo, anebo che bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelimbu Maximus
Ognamatin.
Hey, and na Hodong, yeah.
Hodong.
DNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Pogna Martin, Miss Phenomena Woman. And alongside Okello Max, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Anne Wanyoike. Now, today's conversation, we will be looking at, public debt and its implications. And what inspired this topic is the just concluded, focus on the just concluded FOCAC summit, which is the basically the China Africa summit, where 53 heads of state were in Beijing, China, to meet the president of China, Xi Jinping, with his delegation, and to discuss developmental issues on financing, loans, debts, to come back and implement developmental projects in Africa. And so, of course, William Ruto, our president, was there as well. And let me just break down some information that you need to know on what, public debt in terms of China-Africa relations stand. China, as it stands, has given $170 billion to Africa since the first time that China started looking down south to Africa for partnerships. And actually, this is what 2000 in the year 2000, in the millennium. So Africa's relationship in terms of trade partnerships on development and such conversations, China and Africa have been partners since 2000. So that's 24 years and counting, and it's only going to be strong, and it's only going to get stronger as things are looking at. And according to, because I know Kenyans love to complain that we are in a lot of debt, we feel like we are doing very badly off. But let me shock you, because there are some statistics to show us what exactly that looks like. So in Africa, I'll read for you the top 5 borrowing African countries and how much revenue, or rather how much dollars the Chinese government has been able to disburse to these countries. So leading, number 1, is South Africa is the first one in terms of lending from China, and it sits at $39.5 billion US dollars, a whopping $39.5 billion US dollars. Then coming in second is Angola with $27 billion US dollars from China. Then coming in third is Nigeria at $23.9 billion. Then Egypt follows closely at 18 billion on infrastructure. And as you can see, Egypt is really fast advancing when it comes to its networking on roads, infrastructure. They are building and building and building. And then Kenya comes in at 5th place with $8.5 billion being given into mostly infrastructure. We saw, the SGR funded by the Chinese government, the expressway also funded by the Chinese government as well. And as you've heard President Ruto's on his remark, he said that one of the things that we are also supposed to be doing is the Rironi Mau Summit Malaba Duo Carriageway, the Galana Kalalu Irrigation Project, Bomas International Conference Center, and the expansion of the SGR into the region to Congo Brazzaville, pass through Uganda, pass through Rwanda, Burundi, as well as that. So when you look at this, when you look at what this is, and debts are in 2 forms. So we have commercial debt, and we also have concessional financing or financial or concessional debts as well. And concessional debt is what I had said, that it's a kind of financing model that provides, access to capital and funding opportunities and processes, but at favorable at favorable terms, including lower interest rates, longer repayment periods. And so from President Xi Jinping of China's speech, he said that he's looking to fund, or rather the Chinese government is looking to provide Africa with 50 billion $50 billion US dollars for financial support to go and implement some projects of development in terms of modernization of industry, agriculture, trade, investment, training, and in infrastructure. We also have connectivity projects, as well as creating negotiations for the trade partnerships between Africa and China. So one of the things that I have to notably talk about here is the lopsided nature of these debts. The debts are very, especially international debts and loans. Right now we are in over $1 trillion of international borrowing, because we keep borrowing and then we do not even do the monies that we are getting. We do not even end up doing what we are needed to do. For example, I'll give an example with the Standard Gauge Railway, which is the SGR. so of course the Chinese government came, flagged it off. They gave us a lot of money to be able to run that standard gauge railway. And some notable things that you would need to know about this is that, do you know that per year the standard gauge railway uses up to 38 million liters of diesel? And this is not sustainable because the world is going green, and diesel is definitely not a sustainable energy source. So there's, and why it's important is to know the implications, the cost implications and the economic implications. It does not make economical sense. The SGR does not make economical sense because as per 2023, the revenue that was collected from the SGR was 11 billion Kenya shillings, and versus an operational cost of 18 billion Kenya shillings. So you're looking at a deficit of 7 billion shillings. So that clearly tells us that we are at a loss in terms of this railway and what it means for Kenya's infrastructure. And so if we continuously even look at where we stand in terms of this trade negotiations and partnerships with China, I do know for sure that the negotiation table is not equity based. There's no equitable negotiations because the amount of import and export, the export and import ratio or index, a very big difference. We should be able to at least go on a 50-50 kind of deal, so that when we say that we are exporting our goods over to China, they are also importing the same. And actually, we should not be importing more than we export, because that's what is happening. Literally, like right now, if I tell you to look at your kitchen cabinet, I promise you, 90% of the things that you own are made in China. And even the finest things, because there's also fine China, they are also made in China. So what does that mean? The implication of us having such negotiations that are very lopsided means that we are enriching the other side. We are... And somebody, we were having a conversation with someone, and it's seemingly so that we are in another neo-colonial, neoliberal scramble for Africa. And this time around, we are co-signing it. You know, it's these countries have been there, established way longer than African states have been. And so I should be able to give, China a side eye, because they know exactly how to play this game, and when they come to us, they come with very good language, with a very good they seemingly come with to present us with something that looks like it's working for us. But I do know that in the long run, debt does not end us in a great place. And I promise you, 50 years from now, we will look back at this moment and be like, oh my God, I wish we knew. I wish we knew what we were co-signing in for. Because I can tell you, it's nothing to be very excited about when China says that we will give our farmers the opportunity to export agricultural products. But in terms of the GDP, in terms of big earners of the economy, where does that leave Kenya? And so for me, the implication of public debt, and the implication of international and also domestic debt, it's that taxpayers are forced to dig deeper into their pockets. And furthermore, because we are the ones who will continue to pay for this, and it's not just us who are in the current moment, in the current season, even 4-5 generations from us, they will continue to pay this debt, because that's just how debt works. And even rich nations, like for instance America, even them, they do borrow. But you see, it's one thing if you're borrowing for something that we can see, there's something to show for your borrowing. In Kenya, I cannot tell you that there is anything that is remarkable or something that is at least sustainable or something that is worth all that money being pumped into to for us to be so excited and happy about the prospects that China and African relations look like. So the thing is, I would love for African presidents and African leaders, when they go to the negotiating table, we should be able to have consensus on how we go about giving frameworks for African nations to benefit as well, and even to benefit on an equitable stage, because we should be going there as equals. We are not going to negotiate as former colonies or colonies. We are going to the negotiating table as equals. And that's where Pan-Africanism comes in. When we talk about Pan-Africanist leadership and what that entails, it should look like leaders who are not afraid to call the shots. They are not afraid to tell the other party, the international parties, that what's in it for us, because that's how you emerge as a powerful state. That's how states are made. States are made because they know how to negotiate better things, and not only for themselves. Because I think the one thing that keeps plaguing, and my friend terms it as the old African chief syndrome, where you look at your people, you look at the deal that they are giving you, this so-called international partners, and then you're like, I can give my 3 or 2 or 50 people away so that I can ndio nijitajirishe mimi mwenyewe. And so it's a very, for the first time, we need to start looking and coloring outside the box. We have to start looking at these partnerships not as a way or a gateway to help ourselves, because after you have amassed and accumulated all the wealth, because again, it's about interest, and for sure, interests are personal. I keep saying that the political is the personal and the personal is the political, but we should not even have leaders who go and sit at the negotiating table seemingly so negotiating for a country, but they are really what happens in this behind the scenes is that they negotiate for themselves. And it's very dangerous to have individuals who are led by greed, individuals who are led by, they just want to negotiate for their own personal interest at the expense of 50 million Kenyans, at the expense of 50 million taxpayers. That does not even make sense at any given point. And so we are saying, or rather, my assessment of that would be that we need to start looking at our renegotiation. We need to start renegotiating. We need to start looking at equity. We need to start looking at what works for us. And even apart from international debt and international loans, we can come back home. I do think that domestic borrowing can set off it can set off a country's development agenda. I honestly and more so, I don't even understand why we have to borrow, because if taxpayers' money was used the right way that it needs to be used, I mean, just the other day we saw the finance bill, and all of us know what that essentially led us into. But we should not even be having a conversation about borrowing if we were to really dig the wells, because the assumption is, and whoever came up with the tax money system or the tax system is to be able to empower. So tunaambiangwa tujilipie ushuru ndio tuweze kujitegemea. I'm talking about a country that loses over 2 billion Kenya shillings every day due to corruption, due to some very unaccountable and unintegral and just ways that we cannot even start accounting for. And so by the time we are losing 2 billion shillings, then it means that we do have the capacity for the development and the growth that we want to see in Kenya. And so what we're saying is, borrowing should not even be found as a discussion in a country like Kenya. Our taxation is enough to set us off. If we really wanted to, we would do it. I mean, Thomas Sankara, one of the most amazing leaders that Africa ever got to see, and of course Muammar Gaddafi, the fallen soldier of Libya. One of the reasons as to why these people were not really vouched for is because they did not care about what the Western gods, if I can say that, had to say. And now this time around, it's Eastern gods, because we are moving into the East. The sun has stopped. The sun is rising in the east and setting in the west, and so for the first time we are seeing that that's where we can get our developmental agendas going on. And I mean, so domestic borrowing, if at all we need to borrow, then we should be able to empower our citizens enough for us to create mechanisms in place that allow for domestic borrowing, and without necessarily doing the international borrowing. Because again, as I've said, geopolitics or politics or international relations, and something else is that China is very known for soft diplomacy, soft power. They are very suave with it, and this is one of the things that they are doing, even with this new inter-trade Africa relations with whatever is happening in that sphere as well. So let me take a quick breather, and then we come back and we conclude our conversation. We are looking at debt. We are looking at Sino-African relations and what that connotes, or what its implications for the African development might look like. So keep it Power Radio. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. All day and night. Power Radio.
Jealousy, always comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Thinking and I feel like I have no clue. Thinking them you are the moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Thinking and in a trauma sana. Sometimes don't knock a sana. Sometimes I act too cool. Thinking and you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently. Anxiety, naanza tabia za self-sabotage. Naanza tabia za overjudge. Naanza kujifungia, naanza kujikazia. Mwenzio nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue. Sometimes I have no clue. Saa ingine unachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Saa ingine ninapotea. Sometimes unanikosea. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Mudhoni, the drama queen, with her song Consistency, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Anne Wanyoike, and we have been looking at public debt financing projects, infrastructural projects, and the implications of debt in terms of, where Africa and is, where Chinese African relations are. And we have so far looked at the negotiating table. We need to start thinking and rethinking around how we reframe what's in it for us as a continent. We need to start looking at this agenda in terms of creating synergies between even us. I think we also need to create from frameworks that work for African states in-house within themselves before we even go to China, because there's also a sense that it's country by country, state by state, which should not perhaps be the case if at all we are looking at creating a united frontier for Africa and Pan-African politics or Pan-African developmental agendas. Like, why is the Belt and Road system of, the Belt and Road, for instance, which is supposed to pass through Africa in terms of connecting the whole world, we should be able to already have started to kickstart such conversations in-house as Africa. I would not mind to have a road that connects Cairo to Cape Town. I would love to see a road that connects Congo-Brazzaville to Kenya. I would love to see a road that goes from Algeria all the way to Mozambique. So if at all we keep our house in order as Africans, we should be able to be at a good place, at a better place in ensuring that our negotiations and the deals that we make favor our people first, so that we do not end up in the colonial struggle. Because Africa is a successful colonial project, yes, and the best thing that we should be able to do out of it is to be very keen in terms of how we trade. We have to trade very carefully with international lending, with even our own the concessions that we make in terms of looking for funding and finances. But more so, it's an accountability and a governance issue for the most part. Why I say that is because we, again, as I said earlier, we shouldn't have conversations around borrowing, and it's stupendous borrowing if there's nothing to show for it, So this is a conversation that I would be interested in to hear a developmental person, like somebody who is working in that space, to just come and we look at everything 360. Because I'm just reminded the African Development Bank had its conference here at the Africa Summit in Nairobi 2 months ago. And so what kind of negotiations or conversations that were had during that, and how do we prepare for international and global partnerships, but not at the expense of the African people. So definitely a conversation to continue having, because this is just going to become more complex, and I know for sure that we are going to see more on that front of Sino-African partnerships. But I can see that I do not have much time. Actually, my time is done for today, but we meet again on Monday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Power Morning Drive Show for conversations that matter to you. See you. Have a nice weekend.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Imeweza na kakia
kakienda basi enda nayo, imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain. Wamlambes kaulimi nishakwa champes, nimewacha kuwa siri, ndio maana na vachain na machingri na squeezy, hata ukikam na sansesi shikiki na daily niko biz na mabig fish wa jiji, macheku sainiwa di kalamu ziandiki, mawenki bao kuzibeba ni tizi, na kaka ni sa empty hakuna kasisi, baadaye niko rienya ma drinks na mayengs, banaye niko dings naona nikibleki 10, sai siko right side itabidi nime left, chupori venye ziko brother ni kazi imeweza na kakienda basi enda nayo, imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain. Mina machampes tuna pop ma champagne hadi mama ploti ana call masanse aki, dani ni magat shot za bunde nani, squeeze tumekafunga tukatupaki, ndio maana miudunga kamsumari na kitu imebaki ni kumea tu kitambi, jundani ya walenje nina kambi ya ganji, na squeeze sina rende nina ganya wafuasi, imeweza na kakienda basi enda nayo, imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain, kitu safi and chain chain, mali safi and chain chain. Mimi kama dread after nywele shagi baby,